Hi guys, Irina here. Today I'm doing a live on what does it mean to reach your full potential. I talk about this a lot and I actually I posted it on Facebook. So for those of you who've seen it and congratulated me, thank you very much. But I've started my own company that I called Unhindered. For now, the company is me. And so the company is really dedicated to helping people unlock their full potential. That's the idea behind having an entity that kind of carries that mission into the world. And I am obsessed with this idea of helping people to reach their true potential. But then somebody asked me, like, what do you mean by that? And I realized that sometimes we don't even know what we're talking about, what I'm talking about when I say, okay, I'm helping people to reach their full potential. So this life is about that, and I'm gonna walk you through to what I mean by that. I have a visual illustration of this process. So imagine that you're born as a baby. This is how your potential looks like as your baby. You have the baby is full. Has full potential. It's everything is available. So this represents your psyche, your psychic energy. And when I say energy, I mean it more in a physics sense. It's just what, that real physical energy, life force energy that you have available to you. And this is what it looks like when you're a baby. Full potential. Then what happens with us is that we usually, many of us experience some childhood traumas and pains, and they start to chip away at this potential. So usually what happens is that, for example, if you just naturally a very powerful person, very confident, and you, a woman, and then your mom tells you when you're little, don't be bossy. Like, she just doesn't like that you have a lot of power, you have a lot of confidence, and she keeps giving you the message that it's not okay to be powerful, it's not okay to be confident, it's not okay to be bossy. And you are rejected in that experience. So what happens is that a part of you with that experience kind of gets blocked. So because you experience pain, this is what the pain is here. The pain, becoming powerful, exuberant, confident. So this is the quality, like confidence, power. They get associated with pain. And because we don't want to feel pain, we lose our ability to have power and confidence. And we create protection against it. So here's how the process of losing access to your full potential starts. There's we call it a defense in psychology, but there's a defense against feeling pain. But with pain, you also lose access to your power and confidence. So this is what happens when you maybe 5, you already start losing your full potential. And this process keeps unfolding. So, for example, another thing that's common in my experience working as a therapist, there's your vulnerability here. I just worked with a man who got the message, men don't cry. It's very common. But for women also, like when you sensitive and very vulnerable, and then you get mocked for it from your childhood or your family. And again, there's your vulnerability, part of your full potential. But you associate vulnerability with pain because maybe you've been hurt when you're vulnerable, or when you're sad and you didn't get the support that you needed. There's pain and rejection. So you start to associate vulnerability with pain, and you block it off from your, you block yourself from accessing it. You lose your ability to be vulnerable. Just like in this experience, you lose your ability to be powerful, confident, bossy. Here, we get the same process happens with vulnerability, and you lose the ability to be vulnerable because you associate that vulnerability with pain, and you create defense against it. So defense is this black colored thing, and that's a protection. That's disconnecting from your vulnerability. That's some kind of cover up, mask maybe, that you put on when things are starting to get real. You get maybe more intimate with somebody, and then you're like, oh no, there's pain. I know your unconscious knows that there's pain associated with that, and so you don't go there. So here you are. That's just an example of how we lose access to our full potential. So again, circle is your full potential. We all have it. We are born with it. But because of our experiences, we start losing access to different parts of ourselves. And this process really goes on. So we usually have many of those experiences. Sometimes it's big trauma. Sometimes it's a little just witnessing, your parents cutting off from their vulnerability will create that association in your brain. Okay, the being vulnerable is painful. I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. This is dangerous. Oops, just lost that. Here we go. And so we're starting to cut off parts of ourselves. And depends on your experiences, there'll be different parts, but usually by the age of 35, this happens early in childhood, all this cutting yourselves up. So this part is still there. So it's not like you cut off part of yourself. It's still there, but it's not available to you, not accessible. This potential is still there in you, but it's not accessible to you because of those defenses, because of you unconsciously cutting off yourself from those parts. So this process happens early. Usually it's completed by the age of, I would say 14, definitely completed. And then we operate from this place. This is what we experience as ourselves, this, maybe half, 1/3, I don't know, everybody has a different number, but it's certainly not your full potential. It's just what's left here. And usually we live our life, function, build careers, relationships from this place until we start our healing process, until we do therapy and we start to uncover those parts of ourselves that we lost connection with, the energy, our life force energy. So because when we're young, we can still get away from functioning from this, I call it suboptimal functioning, right? From this place that's not fully you, fully available. Your energy is not fully available to you. But because until maybe 35, you can kind of get away with it because this is pretty strong. We have a lot of energy. But later things start to break down and all this suppressed energy is really starting to affect you. Can be illnesses, your back starts to hurt, maybe your relationships are not thriving because you cut off this part. So, but some people start therapy early. So beyond the point, in therapy and healing process, we start to work with this, what we call defenses, right? Working through them will give us access to pain, and through healing and processing pain, or just being with pain, loving the pain, we get access to lost qualities that we cut ourselves from as children. And so when we work through this process, and this is the work I do in psychotherapy, and many therapists do this work, or healing, or coaching and mentorship, but basically that's what I think is the process. Through pain, and usually people don't like to hear this part, but I have to be real with you, there's always going to be pain if you on your way to reach your full potential, to reclaim your full potential, to own those parts of yourself that you lost. You didn't cut them off because of nothing. You cut them off because it was too painful to be in touch with them, because with them you were not accepted and not connected. You lost connection with them because somebody rejected you when you had those qualities. And so this is how it starts, and little by little, we start to reclaim those parts, right? When we do intimacy work, we reclaim vulnerability. We reclaim our ability to be vulnerable with somebody, to have that emotional connection. When we do confidence or self-esteem work, we reclaim more powerful, confident parts of ourselves and become more whole. And with that, we reclaim energy that has been lost, we reclaim our life force, and we little by little start to reclaim our full potential. And that's exactly the work that I do, and I love doing, because I love seeing how people becoming more and more of themselves. My personal belief is, I don't think we can fully come back to 100%. If our full potential, if you see the circle, 100%, process all the traumas, right? I don't know, maybe it's not fully possible, maybe it's not required. I think it's helpful when we recover enough energy that we have motivation, we have faith, passion, we have life force, energy to do what we want to do, to achieve our goals. So whatever your next goal is, then you just need to uncover this next piece, right? And working with all the pieces might be quite overwhelming, maybe not the best thing because of the amount of pain that's associated with them, but I'm more of an approach that, okay, what's your next goal and how can you help yourself achieve your next level of you, right? Your next evolution. Because this process, evolution and growth over a lifetime, this process really never stops. And it's really about your next version of yourself, becoming that next you. And David said, oh, hi David, Natalia, hi guys. And yeah, I was bullied a lot as a child, so I really get this pain. Yeah, it's so painful. And kids get mean. I have 2 kids now in elementary school, and I'm like, oh my God, kids can be really mean. And so, it's the process of this can be also described as working with your inner child, connecting to those more vulnerable parts of yourself that carry this pain, and through working with this pain, being with this pain, loving with this pain, you get more whole. So let me know what you think of this video. By the way, part of me becoming my next version of myself and reaching my full potential in this next version of myself, I'm gonna do more of these lives. Planning to do 2-3 each week. So if you have topics that you're interested in, you would like to hear, you'd like me to cover them, please message me privately or leave a comment here, or just let me know what you're interested in hearing about, especially in this realm of reaching your full potential, becoming your best version of yourself, just really working with your blocks. I'm happy to do that for you, and to see what's helpful and what's really resonating. My next one's probably going to be on fear, so I kind of identify kind of main blocks that the therapist usually work with, main blocks that I see people really struggle with, and be probably helpful to have that information so you can start seeing what is it that really blocking you. And each have their own process and their own kind of unique, let's say quirks, but yeah, unique flavors and unique techniques that we can use to work with. So I'm probably gonna do next one on fear, and you can catch me live. I'm gonna do this randomly, or you can always watch a replay. Okay, let me know what you think.